This is Evelyn. This is the woman who started all of this. Take a bow. My goodness, what an amazing story. I've taken pictures of everything. A lot of the women that I work with are crafters. They're sewers. They're
My God,
They're
bring
quilters,
them. Bring them. They give us the skill. Just bring them over. Please.
yeah. And your women seem to be doing just fine.
Now we need more additional variety of different kinds of, for different classes.
Do you have computers?
Not yet.
Okay, you need a computer. You need a free membership to Zoom, because while these women probably wouldn't come to Uganda,
But we can Zoom and
we can
see.
Zoom, and they do all kinds of activities on Zoom, and the basic membership is free. I counsel people. I'm a therapist. I counsel people as far away as
So you're the right person we need to come
Germany.
and counsel women.
Germany, Hong Kong, and I live in Canada.
Elaine,
I know.
you're the right person we need for this organization. Counsel, because actually on Saturday we had a counseling lesson whereby these women had to be counseled. So we do it every month.
I would need to have respect, all right, for the fact that the culture is different. All right, so counseling happens. You can't counsel someone to do something that they are buying grief by doing. All right, it has to respect the reality of the culture at the time.
That is what we do. So because this is my home area.
Yeah.
So I grew up here. One, culture and religion. Divorce here is a very hard thing. So when we talk about domestic violence, even when someone comes to us, the first question will be, we calm them down. So to let them know, forget this will be fine. We give them like 2 days, 3 days. Then afterwards we ask them, what do you want to do? What is your decision? Do you want to go back to your marriage? Do you want to start up a new life? The decision, and we usually give them light in terms of, this is what everyone goes through. But later on, things change. Later on, husbands change. Even us, we change. Situations change. They're not permanent. So the moment someone says, yes, I want to change, I want to go back to my husband, or no, I don't want to go back, we're like, okay, fine, that is your decision. That is up to you. For us, we're here, we can give you a micro-run to start a new life, so that you can pick up from where you're starting from nowhere. But if you want to go back, we still tell you it's up to you if you think your husband will change. For us, what we can advise you on is, one, make sure if it's domestic violence in terms of beating, and make sure all the sharp things are away from before you sleep. Make sure you are protected. You have everything away from him when he he's looking for something. But if you're sure you can change this guy, go ahead.
Do you ever counsel the men?
We do right now. We have a
men's group would be, men's group would be very, because that's where it kind of starts, Evelyn. She can change as much as she's able, all right, but she can't change the structure of the community, of the support, of the judgment, of the pressure of her parents, if they are not aware that there are options for her. Or the shoulds of life can be very onerous on somebody who is caught in the crosshairs of a crisis. And the men generally, and we've had this in our culture as well, all right, the men are supported in their attitudes, all right, and they have to understand that there is a cost. Now, no one in their group is going to tell them that, because they all want this privilege, this
so we have the men. I started a group of 70 men. It is not so and these 70 men, we wanted them to stop drinking. You have to stop drinking if you're to join. So I gave them, let's do it for at least 2 years. If you see you've not benefited from this group, you go back to drinking. But if you see you've benefited, let's work together. So what we do with these men, if I get jobs, I give them. If I try to get like where there's digging, but they have to save 30% or 50%.
Good for you.
And right now, they had saved almost $2,000 that they had. So they were able to buy a cow, which they slaughtered, and they were able to share, meat to take to their families for Christmas. So we got the other bunch of money. They were like, no, we need some money to put in an envelope, for Christmas. So I said, no. We are not giving liquid cash. No, because some of you will divert to the bar and celebrate. So for me, I would say we buy physical things that we can take home and remember that we bought this out of the money we were saving the whole year because we were not drinking. So what did they do? We decided to buy plastic chairs. Each one took home 2 plastic chairs. They haven't come. Before you leave, you're going to give me your number. So I'll share some of these pictures when we are giving, when they're taking the chairs. So out of 70, we have dropped 10.
That's
because
pretty good odds.
They were still drinking. We said, no, you keep drinking. And now everyone has become the other's watch out. You see him drinking, you report. They see you drinking, they report. So everyone. So
accountability
for each one. Yeah. It is doing well. It would have been much better right now. But I need a support towards that main thing.
Yeah.
What can I give them to do? What can I give them to occupy them? So I'm trying to see what kind of project we can do with the men so that maybe 5 days a week they are tried farmers working. They can come, or 4 days. So they come today, tomorrow they don't come, they come the next day. So that at the end of the day, that will create, I've been thinking about...
Well, the dignity of being able to bring things home to your family, to share with your parents, the affirmation and respect that you would get from the others to you. Is there such a thing as an addictions program?
Like the hospital has such, but some people, so the challenge that we have here is because most of these women never went to school. Even the men. So now they can't get any decent job.
Okay.
So, and the undecent jobs are now limited because of the technology and some of the land where they would be digging, there's no more land. So they kind of find themselves...
Why would they do it?
Why would they do it?
Yeah.
And 2, there's nothing to do, so they're idle. So when they're idle, the best way for them to take off that stress and frustrations is for them to go to a bar. That is why there was a lot of domestic violence before we started, especially with our women. Because these women would depend on their husbands, why the husbands cannot do anything. They go drinking, the wife climbs the hills, she does the digging, carries the firewood, she comes with food, she has the baby on the back, she reaches home, she has to cook. The husband can do. He comes back home, he wants food, which he didn't provide. He wants water, which he doesn't know how you suffered to get it. So that kind of thing. So at the end of the day, I mean, as a frustrated woman who is tired because she has been... Sometimes you find yourself answering rudely. Why are you asking food? You didn't buy the food. So how did you expect these children to be eating? So they start from, oh, so you want to be a man in the house? Oh, who told you you're supposed to answer me like... So they started. But right now, because these women, like Shana has told you, we pay them 10,000 Ugandan shillings, the highest. 6,000 is the lowest. That is almost $100 to the lowest is like $60 a month. But that's what happens right now. These women have been able to provide for their families. And we have also put a disciplinary group. We have a committee whereby these women, if they hear that you're one of the women who is working a tried for woman, because you're earning and your husband is not earning, and you undermine him, they discipline you. So
Of
we have
course they would. That's the power of should.
So we're trying to make sure we're empowering you women, but we are not empowering you to undermine your husbands.
No.
We are not empowering you to take over the home. We are not empowering you to underlook someone. So we are empowering you to help those people that you have at home to also be empowered to come up. How can you do that? So most cases we tell them, look, you're taking home $60. Just take $5 and give it to your husband. Tell him you got $40. They take the 15, the 20, leave it at Trade for Women, save it in your account, because all these women have their accounts with the microron, with the and it is free charge. You can withdraw at no cost, you can bank with no cost, because we are trying to promote the culture of saving.
That's right.
Which is not in our culture. So then the man will be happy, will be like, oh my God, we have had 4 men come now to me and to the women who are in the committee asking for their wives an opportunity to be given to them to come and work at Trade for Women. They are doing it because they have seen the respect other women are giving their husband.
No.
2, they have seen the developments that have happened to their homes. They have seen children go to school, because we have 130 children, almost 30 children who are sponsored with Right for Women. So they have seen so many things, goats that we have given the women. Some of these women have access to the microron. They have seeds, we give them seeds. They take water. So some men are beginning to like, oh, I want my wife to be like So's wife.
That's right.
Yes, and that
It's better
is
for
helping.
all of us. Yeah.
And that is helping, yeah.
That also would be a tremendous help, because inevitably one of the partners is going to die, or one of the partners is going to leave. And so the safety valve of being prepared to be self-sufficient should that need arise is huge.
Yeah.
Just day-to-day living with that fear off your back. You know, what would happen to my children? What would happen to me? How would I do this? They're seeing day to day the way they would do it should the worst happen. Yeah.
So you woke up.
Champagne
Yes,
Jehosa,
that's in Florida. We're-
introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Paul March, Dr. Paul March, and I'm from Florida. I'm a member of the Zephyr Hills Rotary Club.
Yay.
And come here to visit with Right for a Woman very frequently.
Wonderful.
Yes, over the years.
That's good.
So Paul March, I met him in 2013 with his wife, Cindy, but Cindy died.
I'm sorry.
But so much has changed from him. So he keeps telling you his story. But he has done a lot for us. He put up the rooms that the 8 rooms that we actually use to collect money that helps the organization and the women. He has sponsored microfinance, so we started, it is him, yes, and it has been doing well apart from the COVID that is bringing it, that brought it a little bit down. We used to be at 86% successful, but because of COVID, it is between, in the micron, it's between 58 or 38. In there,
it dropped down to,
yes.
Yes, it dropped way down. It started at 13,000. It dropped down because of COVID,
Of
but
course.
now, of course, we're back over that
the hump.
13,000.
Yeah,
Again,
yes.
it's back up. It's back to where it needs to be.
Yes, and also he has 14 children that he sponsors.
I was like, you've been a busy boy.
No sponsorship. Not personally. No.
Notice he has a charity in the US, and actually we're going to be using it so that if people want to donate to Right for Women, they can use it so that they can get child tax deductible receipts. And also when he's here, he visits people, those who are doing microron. Now he was able to meet all his children and then telling them, work hard, you can make it, we are here for you until when you can finish. So just keep your dream. It was one of my best, because we met one boy, he comes from the poorest home. But one thing that he said, he wants to become a pilot. And I was like, hold on. This guy is dreaming big. Why am I still sleeping? It was It was emotional, but at the same time, trying to show us that sometimes
No.
we need to dream.
People do have
bigger.
dreams.
Yes.
So we decided the next time we come back, we're going to try to arrange an airplane flight for him.
Whoa.
So that he can experience just what his dreams are like. He's dreaming of being a
Absolutely.
pilot. Let's show him what it's like.
Absolutely. I flew in on a prop plane that landed, I'd have to check with Moses. I think it was,
Kasese,
Chihihi.
Chihihi, yes.
Yep,
yes.
yep.
That's right.
He'd be a fabulous contact because he has a young man from Stratford, Ontario, who I guess is living here now, who is his co-pilot. And I'm sure he would be interested.
Did you fly with Evelyn?
Barra?
Bar Aviation.
Yeah.
Yeah, there are two days Bar and Evelyn. So
Yeah.
any of those, yes.
So good. So now the sales pitch, of course, is the fact that I've established a charity in the United States, and we use the term 501c3. Basically, that means that it's been registered and approved by the Internal Revenue Service
Okay.
to be tax-free, and contributions, which I don't actively solicit.
Okay.
Contributions are tax deductible as
in
well.
the States.
And there is a reciprocity agreement between the United States and Canada.
Did you hear that, people?
That allows Canadian citizens to make tax-deductible donations to American charities.
Wonderful.
Okay, and many of my friends have done that. I summer in Newfoundland.
Do you?
Yes, that's what I was saying. The CFAs, the come from aways, as they call them in Newfoundland.
Newfoundland, the come from
yes,
aways, yeah.
yes, have been very helpful and very supportive to the
Wonderful,
charity.
wonderful.
So yes, any donations that will come to us, we will funnel them immediately through to Right for a Woman, and they're tax deductible.
One of the things I'm looking at after talking to Sharon,
Yes.
Sharon, is I get so many practical, tangible donations in the form of clothing, in the form of shoes, in the form of things that people acquire accessibly. I'm a hoarding therapist, hoarding disorder, and I own my own company, and I work, it's busy, 6.5 days a week, so it's not just a one thing, one day. I get lots of donations, and so I'll be looking at ways that instead of donating it within our community exclusively, we can take the things that would be appropriate for weather here and ship them to you. Yeah.
And that was cute.
Wonderful, yes.
Because Polly's new fiancé, who's going to be the wife, Jill,
Yes,
whenever she comes, she never comes empty-handed or Paul. They would either bring dolls for children. Jill likes bringing like underwears, and so the other day we were giving underwears to the women, but what was very surprising, and for the children, so there were bigger ones and small ones. Women dropped the big one, the small ones, they wanted the big ones for themselves.
Yeah.
So yes,
Of
and
course.
shoes, and those are some of the things that are a bit expensive here.
If you dress in a way, and it doesn't have to be expensive, but if you dress in a way that you're proud, that supports your self efficacy, your dignity, your hope, that you won't always be the person with holes in your shoes. Yeah.
yes. And we always come over with 2 suitcases, because most airlines give you 2 suitcases at 50 pounds apiece. So maybe 25 or 30 pounds is our own personal stuff, and the other suitcase at least, and then part of our own is filled with stuff that we bring over here to donate.
I did that this
whether
year.
it's clothing, toys, school supplies, what have you. Yes.
I did that this
Yeah,
year,
you
but
know.
did you hear about the bush toilet? You didn't hear the story of the bush toilet?
Yeah.
So about a week before I was due to come, no, it was further than that, maybe a month before I was due to come, I emailed Imelda from Exclusive Ugandan
yes.
Safaris, and I said, it's just occurred to me, how do you manage comfort breaks? And she
Yes.
said, oh, it's all taken care of. She said, we use bush toilets. And I said, what is a bush toilet exactly? Well, how do you get the plumbing connected? I thought we were going out a distance. And she said, oh, you'd want to look that one up. So I went on Google, bush toilet, and I thought, I also brought a Pro Max 360 camera, which catches video 360. And I had this dream that we caught people comfort breaking on the Go Max Pro camera, and I thought, oh my goodness, no, this is so not happening. So I got on Amazon and I had a pop-up tent, a triangular, it's about 7 feet high, got a base twice the width of that, okay, and I thought, well, that's not going to be enough. So I looked again, and there was a frame that, it was like a folding chair. You pull it out with a toilet seat. And I thought, well, that's not going to be enough. There's going to be the base of the pop-up tent. And then I thought, now what? Did a little further search and found that there were biodegradable bags that went with it, and a powder that makes everything into a gel so that it's 100% biodegradable, and whatever holes they were going to dig anyway, this can be buried in. So that became the joke. We didn't actually need it, but I'm going to leave it with Imelda just in case.
Yes,
That was my second suitcase, the bush toilet.
Yes, it's a Pan-African thing, and you'll find it referred to in other places as an African toilet.
Okay.
So, yes, I've heard both. Yes.
There's a lady also who came from the US. For her, what she did, she got, they were like masks, but like funnels, so you press them down here, and so that when you're peeing in the bush, urine doesn't spritz on your
spray yourself. I got one of those, but I was so caught up with packing the bush toilet, I forgot the funnel. So I thought, Lord, just help me, okay?
Yes. Well, it's been very nice meeting you.
Nice meeting you too. You take care.
Thank you.
Okay. The camera. So this is
my little girl, Jet.
Evelyn's
my little
daughter.
angel. She's 14 and a half. Those who have girls, you know what 14 and a half means.
I know.
Tough.
It is tough. I used to teach Highland dancing many years ago.
Oh, you should teach her.
Yeah, and oh my goodness, when the girls turned 13 and a half, 14, it was like, who is this person, you know?
It's just different.
It passes. It passes.
Okay.